Welcome back to another episode of Careful Boys that will resurrect some of the ghosts that you tried to forget about in your own life and make you sad again. Let's talk about anything at all that your parents have ever admitted to doing that was a mistake. Wow.
I guess I'm not talking this round.
This is a deep one, huh?
Deep cut.
Your parents have never one time said like, that was our bad.
I don't think
We messed up.
I can remember anything like that.
Not even one.
Really?
Not even
I remember one
Come back
time.
to me, I'll genuinely try my best.
In your parents' eyes, do you think they see you as a child still, or do they see you as a man now?
My dad sees me as a man. My mom really tries hard not to see me as a man. I don't think she can admit that I'm not.
Can't let her boy go.
But she's just got to be like no matter what, has to have something to school me or teach me on every day.
That's my mom.
What about your sister? Do they see her as a kid still, or she's an adult?
The thing is, my sister has the capacity now to put them in their place because she is the mother of their grandchildren. So she has like rules and things that they have to abide by if they want something. So she has power.
So is it maybe when you have kids, then the power dynamic will shift a little
Possibly, yeah. But again, I think I get enough respect from my dad, and to me, low-key, that matters the most.
Yeah.
Because of what
Because
he's
men's
taught me.
opinions matter more.
But my mom, like, I love her, you know what I mean? But it's just she'll never see me like that.
I see.
Have you heard of the devouring mother?
Devouring mother.
The devouring mother? They're like, it's like the type where they have to be the whole always like
Oh yeah.
in power, and then they want to keep their kid, even if they're like 35
I've
years
heard of
old,
that, yeah.
and then they control everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it leads to Munchausen syndrome by proxy or whatever the fuck it is.
Nick says Munchkin syndrome.
Munchkin syndrome, thank you. Where they poison their kid just to make sure they need them still.
Yep.
That's even crazier.
It's like something that kicks in to preserve their role, right? Like their usefulness.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's a control thing. They want to be the most important thing in their lives and all that.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
Both of my parents have actually apologized quite a bit. Wow. Which is pretty crazy. My dad's, I felt like, was the most unfair though, because he'd be like, "I'm sorry for ever like whooping your ass. Don't you ever fucking do that to Taika." And I'm like,
Or I'll whoop your ass.
yeah.
Right.
So I'm like, that's fucked up. And then
That is fucked up.
And I remember
agree
one
with that.
time when my dad was living with me, Taika like broke a rule that he really wasn't supposed to, that he knows he's not supposed to do. I didn't even hit him. I just go straight to timeout. You know you're not supposed to do that. So he goes, he's facing against the wall. And then Taika's like this in timeout for like, I don't know, 2 minutes or something. Like, my dad walks over with fucking paper towels. And he's like dabbing his face while he's in timeout.
Oh my.
No
And he looks at me like this. And then I'm like, what the fuck, bro? And I have to go and talk to him. I have to like go around the corner. I'm like, Dad, you can't
Undermine me, bro.
undermine me in front of my son. If you have some shit to say, we go to the side, but he needs to know like all authority is together. And we got into a big ass fucking fight.
It's like, you never wiped my tears when you were smacking me around.
That's what it's ultimately about, isn't it?
That part too.
Yeah, I was like, what?
No, what was your... Can I hear the argument, though? What was his argument?
Oh man.
Yeah. How is he justifying?
He just thought that I was being so mean, that he's a kid, that he's a
There's a clock, and there's a grandfather clock thing here because of that.
that he's just a kid, he's gonna learn one day, and like how can I be so mean to him? And I'm like, this is timeout. I was in a fucking Ethan Allen clock. I'm like, this is fucking crazy, dude.
Isn't it crazy though? The craziest thing to me is how much amnesia and selective memory they have.
Yeah.
Like they suppress the craziest shit, and then they get on your case as if they were angels. And I'm like, is this human nature or are our parents crazy?
You know what's sick though? If it is human nature, it's like when we get really old, we
forget.
get that card.
We'll forget everything damaging we've
You know
done to
what I mean?
people.
Well, dude, when Nikki's like, dude, your dad is the nicest man ever. I just see war flashes of like him coming home and fucking yelling at my mom all night, every fucking day of the week, Monday through fucking Sunday.
Dang.
But then I'm like, yeah, he has mellowed out, so I can't blame you for this shit.
Yeah, it's
But,
like true now, yeah.
What can I do?
She knows him at a different stage.
Yeah, dude, I see the layers. I see the dinosaurs under the dirt, dude.
You know what's interesting is like when we're thinking of mistakes that parents have made that they might be able to admit, does anything new come to mind when you think of mistakes they may have made that have nothing to do with you really? You know, like a bad investment or like trusting the wrong person for something that went wrong in their life. Like,
I've accepted that they were tremendously like dumb, so I've forgiven them on a lot of shit because it's like they went pretty far for people that don't know shit, and
they them had like, what was their education level?
So my dad, he went to college and all that, but he was a music major.
Oh, okay.
And then my mom, she went into nursing and all that too.
Oh, yeah.
But even at the most educated, they went to Christian schools and all that. So they didn't have, they didn't really operate on reason and logic.
Oh yeah.
So you could be educated, but it's like memory
and
education.
it's capped because they go, don't worry about all this. You don't need to.
Yeah,
know
you don't
that."
need to learn that. Science, you got the Bible,
Right.
you know? So there was that.
Yeah.
And then I think there was just a lot of like, you know how they operate where people just tell them stuff and then that's fact? Mm-hmm. So then they were just going based on what other people said, this is how you should do it. So I was like, God dang, they're so fucking dumb. And my brother was just like, I'm over it. I don't know why you exhaust yourself trying to argue. And I'm like, because if I don't argue, then they're gonna make the wrong decisions and we live in this place, you know?
Oh.
So
I
like,
see.
it just felt like I had a bunch of idiots making decisions for my life. And I was like, fuck. And that was me like in junior high already. Because it was all illogical. I was like, why are you buying a new car? And he goes, because the guy at the dealership said that this one's gonna break down less and shit.
Oh,
And I was like,
Christ.
but we already have a car that's already, and this is like me being 12 or some shit, right? And I'm like, we already have 2 cars. And he goes, yeah, but this one's nicer. And we have guests over, they want to see the nice car.
Oh no.
Later, I find, well, and also like I would get my ass beat because the bill collector would call and then they can't speak English. So they had me on the phone or whatever. I pick up the phone.
yeah.
And then I'm not supposed to pick up the phone anymore because the bill collector would come and then they don't want to talk to him and shit. So then I would pick up the phone and then they'll be like, is your dad home? And I'm like, yeah. So I would give it to him and then I get my ass beat because I was being honest.
Hey, that shit happened to me a
Right?
lot.
Right?
That shit hella happened to me.
Really? Yeah. Bill collector?
Just shit like that. And it would be like, I'll pick up the phone because it's ringing, and they'd be like, is your parents home? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, here. And they'd be like, why did you say we were home? And I'm like, I don't understand that shit. You're fucking home.
Rider energy, dude. I knew to hang up. My parents were in debt my whole life. I knew to hang up with those motherfuckers, dude. Especially
really did.
Discover Card. Yeah, Discover Card is a bunch of cocksucking pieces.
I didn't even know that that's what was happening. I thought it was a business call and it's so important they need to talk to my parents. But
Tell
I
me
was,
he's not a writer.
No, he's not a writer. Discover Cards, they're so mean. Why are they so mean?
but I was like 7 or some shit.
Second statement was
No, Discover Card was so mean to my mom. I'll never have a Discover Card. in my
Mean
life.
to her?
Yeah, they were mean to my mom.
don't know why
are
people
you
have
doing?
Discover Card.
Why aren't you paying us? Oh yeah, it's because your husband's a loser. All this kind of shit.
whoa.
Oh, wait, whoa.
Dicks, dude.
It's because your husband's a loser.
People who are shaking people down are dicks.
They're professional.
I guess because it's like their objective is just get the money.
They try to
right?
enrage you into paying them off so you leave them alone. And
Oh yeah, you want to know? It's like that scene in Pretty Woman where she's like, "I'll buy the whole store then."
Yeah. I guess it kind of makes sense when you're like, we just don't want to get another call. Let's just fucking. pay.
yeah, dude, legit.
Because it's so unpleasant.
Because it's so they're terrorizing.
And it ruins
you.
your fucking.
They're terrorizing.
week. Yeah.
you.
I
But I
get
knew
it.
Discover. Hey, it's with Discover. I'm like, click.
Damn.
I'm at the point now where my mom over apologizes so much where I'm like, stop. It's like it's kind of I'm sad at like we're over this, but she's not over it. I think she's going through this phase of like guilt and regret and like she's like picking up some self-help books and shit and realizing certain things and I'm like, you couldn't have controlled the outcomes. I'm over it. But now I have to be there and then like give her closure. And that's like a weird
Strange responsibility now.
it's really weird because I thought we had her talk and I'm like, all right, cool. Like that was a nice moment, right? And then she'll call me out of nowhere and start crying. Oh, I was like emotionally unavailable. I read this chapter and then it says that you have to be always emotionally available. I wasn't available.
Oh, so she's reading books and like.
Yeah, because she's trying to like grow.
That's really
So
sweet.
it's like,
though.
it is sweet, but I'm
Sweet. Like to like self-realize and then take the action to like.
she'll be calling me at like 8, like, did you have dinner already? And I'm all like, yeah. She goes,
Joe's
I
like, I'm
just
eating
read this
pussy right now.
chapter.
It's a bad time.
I just read this chapter in the book and I realized that I was emotionally neglecting you, and then I'm growing though because I'm reading this book.
Amazing. I fantasize about that
You ever have
shit.
any mistakes, your mom? Or
Mistakes?
back
I
when your
think-
dad was. Did he ever say anything that was like, sorry, I fucked up?
When your dad was what? Say it. When your dad
When he
was
was,
what?
when he was around.
Yeah. No, I think my mom was open to me about mistakes about multiple marriages. So my dad was the third, I believe.
Thing to say.
So I think she was very adamant about selecting the right partner. So I don't know. I think that was like a mistake turned to a valuable lesson. As far as like things that I know, like they kept things under wraps for the most part. Like they allowed my brother and I to really kind of like have a childhood for the most part.
That's nice.
Super cool.
Yeah. I mean, aside from like, I love my mom, and my mom watches this too. Yeah. Yeah, which is interesting because this is really not her humor, but she's such a ride or die supporter that like this is like it's like the contrast is interesting.
We never asked Kalyne if she would, her mom or her dad, right?
Yeah, we did. Anyways, moving on.
What'd she say?
What did she say?
Fuck you, Anthony.
My mom watches all this shit too.
Son of a bitch.
Well, that's.
Now I lost it. You son.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah.
That was honestly, that was a comment from Nick. He wanted
So
me to
many
ask that.
marriages. She taught you a lesson.
I think something that I got from my mom that I've had to recondition is, and she knows this, is she's a constant worrier. Like she'll see the negative out of most outcomes.
That's just
First,
pictures, I think.
more. Thank you so much. She watches this, by the way.
That's just how sluts are.
You're not saying fuck you, Bart, fuck you, Steve.
Shit.
I never said she watches this, Kalyne.
Yeah.
It's one-sided thing, huh,
By
Kalyne?
the way.
She went from warrior to warrior.
Yeah. And I feel like I had to condition myself out of that just because it always leaned more on the negative. And it's like there's a fine line between being over-prepared and just being stressed.
Yeah.
And like finding the balance between those two. But as far as mistakes, I think it is more so just choosing the right partner, being intentional. And then for me, I learned certain things that we clashed on the things that worked for me better in my life.
Does that make you way pickier?
Way pickier? I don't know about way pickier, but I also like there's a it's dating now is also different than I feel like it has been ever before. I think it's a little bit more difficult.
Because of apps and stuff, or?
I'm not on the apps. I can't do that.
Maybe
I don't think I
yeah.
don't think she's that picky though. I saw her order at Chili's.
I'm not that picky. Yeah, well, we're talking about food compared to humans, so I don't know. It's
I think it's an allegory. If you know what, have you ever read about that?
No, I've never read about it.
Allegory.
Because I'm white trash. I don't know how to read.
Yeah, I get it.
Steve or anything like that, just to fuck you, Anthony.
Anthony.
Fuck you, Anthony.
Fuck you, Anthony.
It's true though. Even with like, even if you don't use,
Yo, what the fuck?
Okay, abominable snowman.
Hey,
Sorry,
too far,
so
man.
you were saying with apps?
even if you don't use them, it is true that the apps being around made dating. Everyone feels like the pool of choice is way bigger now.
Yeah, the apps
Well,
affect
also
the
there's like
physical
that
culture
algorithm of the apps though too.
Even before that, just social media being like, oh, I think this girl's cute, and then looking up everything for the last 6 years about her history and stuff. You know what I mean? Like we didn't have that when we
Not
were.
at all.
No
Yeah, you had to
chance.
get to know somebody
Yeah.
legit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I also like I want to get to know somebody legit. Like
That's nice.
I enjoy that more than like, hey, we met on Facebook, we met on an app, we met it, like I enjoy like running into somebody, doing something that we both have an interest in, and then we can build on that.
That takes time too. And trial.
And it takes
Trial
time.
and error.
It takes time. It takes effort. And a lot of people, I think, in today's day, they don't want to do the effort.
They
part.
don't.
So
That's true.
That's the part.
Even I told people this many times, and I'm happy to say this because, like, when me and Nikki the first time we were getting it on, I couldn't even get hard because I was so fucking nervous because I was just like,
I love this.
because you cared
yeah.
too much enough to like make sure that this would work.
oh yeah, yeah. But then the next time I just felt safe enough to put both of my feet on her head.
I knew this is where this was going.
Wait, what do you
I'm
mean?
not gonna laugh.
What do you mean?
I just figured that you were gonna put both of your feet on her head
It was I was
same
safe
time and crush
to
her.
put on my Timberlands and
I think it's a good time to say hi, Kalyne's mom.
Yeah, everybody say hi to my mom. She watches.
Yeah, 2 insults in each shoe.
I put the Dr. Scholl's in there.
My mom really loves Steve's stories about putting both of his feet on Nikki's head.
You open up. You
Is
open
she-
up.
because
you open
he's
up
white.
around here. You
Because he's
open up.
white. Does she ever watch you go? I like that guy.
No.
Oh well.
To be fair, I mean, hi Nina's mom, aka mom.
Said that to me. The reviews are.
My mom says her English got better watching us.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
How
does she know?
That's not good.
Hi Joe's mom.
She told me one time, she goes, you probably don't want to talk about blowjobs and stuff all the time because there's kids. Because she goes, I looked up what that word meant.
Does she sound like you? Like, does she have your mannerisms at all in any way?
A lot of people that says that they met her, there's like a resemblance and like.
She like, don't talk about blowjobs.
She has an axe. She has a fucking plastic axe. And Joe's like, I don't know. People sometimes say hey, there's a resemblance.
You would be surprised, dude. You would be
I
surprised.
just want to see them both react the same way at the same time.
Dude, Joe's mom's at JK, and she's like,
You would be so surprised because okay, if you could picture like a bubbly Marie Kondo but way fucking older, a bubbly Marie Kondo like, and then just hella fucking hype and happy all the time,
That's dope.
and then just a cute little old lady, and with the memory of a goldfish. And she does have like little old lady ADD, so she'll just be like, yeah. She's like, that's so good. Tell me about that. And as you're telling her about a story, she'll interrupt you, and then she'll just start talking about some other shit, and then she'll forget what you just said, and then she'll like, what do you want to eat? And then yeah, she just. But she looks nothing like what you would imagine.
So
Yeah.
the apple did not fall far from the tree.
what is it about old people though and forgetting like what they just talked about with you, like literally like 6 days ago? I'm like, I just talked to you about this shit.
Yeah.
You know about this.
You want to know really simple? This is just like so simple that my mom just randomly brought it up and it made me hella sad because it didn't register. She was like, we were just hanging out, me and my mom, and then out of nowhere she's just like, when you were a kid, we didn't let you go out. You didn't get to like go play outside or anything, and you were always begging me to play a game with you every day, and I always said no, and you were always so sad. And I was like, oh yeah. I got hella sad. I was like,
You remember that?
oh fuck yeah. I remember just going like,
What game?
I thought it was gonna lead to something positive, but it just ended right there.
anything.
man.
I was like, I would beg my mom to just be like, I can't go out.
Wait, do you think
Can we do
that's
anything?
why you want everybody else to have a good time? Like you're I think that's like
directly
a.
correlated.
I think so too.
But then she was like, I'm sorry I never played. Like, I'm fucking 40. She's like, I'm sorry I never played with you when you were a kid. I was like,
I'm a tire.
I totally fucking
On this case though, it's almost like, dude, great job, Ryan's mom, right?
yeah.
No, great job, my mom, because she always made me feel special. Your mom
You know
sucks.
she's watching. Shut up. You know she's watching. You're playing for points.
Awesome.
Boo!
Because
Bullshit.
everyone has this thing when you're a kid and something's really difficult. Once you know you can't do anything about it, then it's like you forget it. You just survive. It's like whatever. So then that's when I became super imaginative with just like making up fucking stories with GI Joes or Legos or something, and then I would just do that for fucking hours or draw.
I think she did a good job. Now he's taking care of his friends all the time.
But then
Fucking make sure they have a
I
good.
totally forgot that it was from a lack of human interaction. It wasn't because I was fucking creative. It's because I had no
Was
choice.
bad, or she just was just over.
They were just overprotective. They were just very like Seventh Day Adventists. Like, oh, they're not Christian. They're not Christian. Like, we don't want you in their house. You could get sued. You could get sued. Yeah. Like what? As a fucking
But
child.
now we've uncovered why Kalyne doesn't share that much because her mom's watching every fucking video.
That's why.
No, I don't care. She can know shit. What is she gonna do?
What are you gonna do, Mom? Huh?
What are you gonna do?
Tell her about
Okay.
your husband.
Yeah, give us something juicy. Hey,
I'm gonna talk about my 4th husband.
give us something juicy then. What's she gonna do? Take it away.
Money where your mouth is, huh?
Let's go.
Have you done anal?
Come on, Anthony.
Oh,
say
sorry,
it.
we're out
Say it again.
We're out of time. Shit. Am I first place?
We're not out of time.
I did, but the giving, not the receiving.
Hey, Anthony.
Sorry.
Fuck you.